Hi, friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I make videos about sustainability and intentional motherhood, so stay a while and listen. I'm currently 24 weeks pregnant with my second child, and in my last pregnancy, I made a video about a maternity wardrobe that is thrifted and sustainable. And so I figured I would do a follow-up to that video to give tips on how to build a maternity wardrobe on a budget. Once you become pregnant, you kind of start like being bombarded by everything that's like branded for baby or pregnancy must haves. And honestly, you don't need half the stuff that is like marketed to you, probably even less than half. And having a maternity wardrobe is also part of that. You absolutely do need to get some maternity clothes, but you don't need to go out and buy a brand new maternity wardrobe for something that you're going to wear like 6 months, maybe 9 months, because you probably wear it into uh, postpartum as well. But like literally, you're going to be wearing this stuff for less than a year. So you don't want to break the bank on a maternity wardrobe. Instead of buying new maternity items, you can thrift things. You can find bundles on Facebook Marketplace or in local mom groups. You can borrow items from friends. And you can, of course, buy a few new things. When I first became pregnant, I went to my local Buy Nothing group and sent out a request for maternity items in my size. I would say I got maybe 3 different people who were offering items. So I went to their houses, picked them up. I went through all of the things, kept what I wanted, put aside some of the things that I didn't want. And later, when some other people were pregnant in the group, I passed on the items that I didn't want to them. Just from the Buy Nothing group, I probably got at least 50% of my maternity wardrobe. Before I needed maternity items, I wore my regular clothes for as long as I could. There's hacks that you can use to extend your regular jeans for a little while longer. But of course, that's not going to last your whole pregnancy. You will eventually need some maternity items. Once I went through all of the items from the Buy Nothing group, I also went through my closet and figured out what I think I would be able to wear for a few more months, or what I could wear like long term into postpartum as well. I work from home, so having a professional maternity wardrobe was not a necessity for me. If it was, then I probably would have had to buy a few more things because I got nothing from the Buy Nothing group that I could wear like in a professional setting. So keep that in mind if you do like work in an office or something where you need to be a little bit more professional. There are some key staples that I would suggest having in your maternity wardrobe, and that would be a few leggings, a couple pairs of jeans or shorts, depending on what time of year that you're going to be like the most heavily pregnant. For my first pregnancy, I was due in December. So, in the later years or the later months, it was going to be, cold. And this time I'm due in May. So, it's kind of opposite where it's going to be warmer come, where I'm more heavily pregnant. Keeping that in mind, adjust accordingly if you'll need more shorts or pants or jackets for the times where you're going to be the biggest. You'll also want a good assortment of tops and dresses for sure. If you're a dress person, like by the time I was like 4 months pregnant, I'm tired of wearing pants. Dresses and skirts are way easier than having to deal with pants, especially for me. Like I get bottom heavy. Pants are just like so tight, and I'll just rather put on a dress. And of course, you also want some jackets and sweaters. Now, when it comes to when you're pregnant during the winter, especially if you live in a place where it's really cold, rather than buying a brand new maternity coat, which can be like super expensive, and you only use it for a few months, most likely, you can buy these extenders that you can put under your coat that, extends it so that you can button still. And I think they have like zipper ones too if your favorite coat has a zipper. Fortunately, I live in Georgia and we don't get too many cold days, although there's snow on the ground for the first time in years. But the coat that I have is still able to fit over my belly since, I'm only 6 months and I'm not gonna need a coat for a long time. So that's not really a major concern in my wardrobe this time around. And last time I was pregnant, even though it was in like December, it just wasn't that cold. And I made do with what I did have. Once I had gathered my buy nothing items and I went through my closet to see what from my existing wardrobe would work, I then took my list of things that I thought that I would need to fill in the gaps. And I went to the thrift store. I looked through Facebook Marketplace to see if I could find anything that would fill those gaps. And once I had exhausted those options, I then went to look at new items. Since I'm a sustainable girly, fast fashion was off the table. I was not going to go like to Shein or any of the other popular fast fashion websites to get maternity wear. I did go to JCPenney. Like this is before I even went to buy nothing because I was like, I just need something right now. No, it was Kohl's. And I bought a pair of leggings and a pair of jean shorts and maybe one or two tops just to hold me over for a few days before I could get like all of my buy nothing stuff. So that was like the only fast fashion that I purchased from my maternity wardrobe. Actually, I did also have a sponsorship with Pink Blush, who makes maternity clothing that would probably be classified as fast fashion. They're not a sustainable brand, but I did get a few pieces from them as well. I actually purchased my maternity like picture dress from Pink Blush. And then later we did a sponsorship together and I got maybe 4 or 5 more items from them that I'm still wearing for the second pregnancy. So I really would suggest investing in quality pieces because even though Pink Blush is not considered a sustainable brand, their clothing is more on the expensive side. And I would say that it's well made too. Everything else that I purchased was from Pact, which is a sustainable brand. And I got a few pieces from them. I got maybe a pair of leggings and a few shirts, a sweater. This is actually one of the shirts I got from Pact as well. That's the other thing about the maternity wardrobe. If you do plan on being pregnant more than once, I would say you could invest, or you should, if you want to, invest in some quality pieces that would last, through multiple pregnancies. Because again, you're not going to use them for that long. You still may not want to spend a lot of money, especially if you're on a budget like I am. I think I got these things for a discount since I'm an affiliate, and I'll put my code in the description if you want a discount too, so no pressure. I do highly recommend going with quality pieces if you are going to buy something new for your maternity wardrobe. And of course, if you are buying more items to fill in the gaps, you don't have to buy them new. You could go to the thrift store. You could also look at online marketplaces like Poshmark for maternity clothing. And if you just need a few items, like for a special occasion, say you're going to a company Christmas party and you don't want to buy like a fancy maternity dress that you're just going to wear once, you can rent something like that. There's several rental maternity marketplaces for special occasions. In addition to finding quality items for your maternity wardrobe, I think it's also a good idea to go with items that are versatile, that can last you throughout the pregnancy. because there's some jeans that are for early pregnancy, and then there's some that are for like later pregnancy that like go over the belly rather than just like below it. But also too, I think maybe it's a personal preference on if you prefer having something below the belly or over the belly. But anyway, there's also items that have like adjustable waistbands, or I have a sweater that I got from Pact that has zippers on the side so you can like it can grow with you, like it can be zipped all the way down for a slimmer fit, or you can unzip it all the way up and it like can fit over a massive belly. So looking for items that are versatile are also a good idea. And even too, you can go with stretchy items that may not have particularly been made for maternity, but it's something that will be able to like stretch and go with you as you become larger, or you can wear into postpartum and breastfeeding as well. Since I'm a big proponent for capsule wardrobes, I like to have like a minimalist mindset for making a maternity wardrobe. So I like to think of all the things that can mix and match and, be worn together for the maximal amount of use. Since, again, you're not going to be wearing it for long. So there's no need to have a boatload of clothing. So it's better to just be able to mix and match, in my opinion. If you're looking to build a maternity wardrobe on a budget, it's 100% possible. Between Facebook Marketplace, Buy Nothing, mom groups, and thrifting, you can build a wardrobe that'll last you from when you start showing until postpartum and even into subsequent pregnancies. For this pregnancy, I pulled out all of my old maternity things, and actually my sister had a baby about a year after I did, and I gave her most of my maternity wardrobe, some things I kept for myself as I was still in postpartum, and so she's given everything back to me, plus a few items that she picked up for herself while she was pregnant. And so for this second pregnancy, I've only bought a couple of dresses from the thrift store. I've spent like maybe $10 on buying some new maternity things. Being able to have a maternity wardrobe and not break the bank is super important to me. And if it's important to you too, I hope that these tips help you to think about how you can build your maternity wardrobe on a budget. Thanks so much for watching this video, and be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And leave me a comment down below about the best thing that you've found for your maternity wardrobe, or just for baby in general, that was secondhand. I'm super interested to know. Until next time, be sure to take better care of your body and the planet. Thanks for watching.